Hi guys, it's Steffi from the Novelty Corner and welcome to day 20 of Vlogmas. Today I'm going to be giving you a bit of a tour of my houseplants, which I have been promising to do for a while, but I haven't done it. So I've become kind of plant obsessed over the last, say, 6 to 8 months, and I keep collecting plants and I love them. They're my babies because I don't have pets, I don't have kids, and apparently I needed something to look after. So I'm going to show you what they are. I'm terrible at pronouncing the names of them, and in general just having any kind of knowledge about plants, but I've managed to keep them alive for a while, so I thought I would show them to you. So what I will probably end up doing is flipping the camera around and just talking you through some of my plants. So hopefully you enjoy this, and if you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below. Okay, so over by my window we have my first house plant, which is this pothos plant. And when I got it, it was only about as high as the top of the railing of my little stand, and now it has grown and it has all of these giant leaves, which is just gorgeous. And it makes me so happy because eventually I'm going to get it to creep down the side, and I love it. And I love that it just sort of sits here in this corner. It gets a lot of sort of diffused natural light, and it seems to really like this spot. It's been quite happy here. So that's where it lives. Next up you have my Sansevieria, or snake plant, or mother-in-law tongue, depending on what you like to call this plant. It is doing really, really well. I actually probably need to repot this at some point, but it is massive and gorgeous and doing really well, so I'm quite happy with it. Next you have my watermelon peperomia, which is doing really, really well actually. This one I was worried about at one point, but I have since moved it, and I keep getting all of these tiny little baby leaves, which are inside there, and it's looking pretty healthy. I do need a bit more soil though to top it up, but it's doing pretty well. Next up is my Monstera adansonii, which is also known as a Swiss cheese plant, and it's absolutely gorgeous and keeps growing all the time. So all of this is new growth at the moment. I need to get some ties and some new stakes to actually have it grow up a little bit, but I actually took cuttings from this same plant probably about a month ago, and already you can see that the roots are growing really well in here. But that cutting actually came from here, and now that's grown back already. So I might have to take some more cuttings and grow some more little adansonii plants, because it is a really gorgeous looking plant and it's doing reasonably well where it is. I was very worried that I would not be able to look after this one, but it's not too bad. This is another pothos. This one I think is Snow Queen or Marble Queen and pothos, and so it's another climbing ivy. It's gorgeous. It's doing much better now than it was when I first got it. I was struggling a little bit with this one, but it's really perked up and started to grow, which is making me really happy. So this is another pothos plant. This is, well, I forget the exact name of it, but it's sort of like a stingray plant, and it's got beautiful dark green leaves with silver on them. It's so pretty, and it just has a slightly different texture to some of the other plants. I really love this one. I got it from one of my local plant stores, and it's doing really well because it was probably only about this high when I first got it, and so all of this is new growth and it's beautiful. There's a new baby and I love it. Normally it lives by my TV, but every now and then I sort of group all of the plants over here by the window so they get all of the light. And because this one has been sitting away from the light so long, it's actually started turning and growing towards the light, so I figured I better move it back down to the floor for a while. So my next plant is a croton, and I actually nearly killed this thing completely killed it. Like, this is gone and dead, but I did manage to bring it back, sort of. I brought it inside. It's grown these new leaves and they're a gorgeous green color, so I'm just going to keep it for as long as I can and see how it goes. My Dracaena is my most unhappy plant, mostly because it's in this corner and I don't actually know how long it's going to last, but we'll see. I'll move it over to the window in a little while so it can have some more sunlight, but it doesn't do well here. It may not be a plant for me, but I'm sad because I really love it. I love the green and the pink. It's really pretty, but it's not doing very well at all. And the last of my indoor houseplants lives over here on my cupboard with my alcohol. Although I do actually move this one over to the window as well because it doesn't get any natural light where it is. But it has some syngosium, and I forget what this one is called, but it's the super pretty green and pink leaves that I absolutely love. And if I turn it around, I'm pretty sure this is like a Chinese money plant, and it's doing really, really well. This has grown huge. It was only about this high when I first got it, and it shot up massively, but I think I might go and move that over to the window in a little while. But it is a very, very pretty plant, and I just like where it sits over here on my kitchen cupboard. It just makes it look nice with some greenery over there, and it can go for a little while without being in the sun, so it's a good spot for it. So that is it for my little houseplant tour. I hope that you enjoyed it. I do love my plants, and I love that they're doing so well, and it makes me so sad that one of them isn't doing so well, but you know, they're plants and some will do better than others. I do have a stack more plants outside. I might take the camera out and just film some of the things that I do actually have outside on my balcony. They tend to do pretty well on their own, and I just water them and I let them do their thing, whereas my houseplants involve a little bit more looking after. But yes, I hope that you enjoyed it. I will see you guys tomorrow in my next video. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below, or let me know, do you have houseplants and which ones are your favorites to look after? Otherwise, I hope that you're having a great day, no matter where you are in the world, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.